Hey everyone, welcome to entry 43, I believe, in the new entry series. And well, last night we started Awana's and restarted it. Had a small group of kids, had the same kids we've had last year, had a few new ones, one new Sparky, one new Cubby. So, it was good. We had a good showing. Probably have more next week. Right now some of the kids are in different activities outside of Awana's, like soccer, and some kids are kind of like moved into different areas and stuff like that. So right now it seems like everything's going to be okay, and we might get some new ones later on. And last night was kind of a little, I think last night in a way the kids were kind of caught off by surprise by a few things. See, one of the first things that one of the founders or leaders of Awana told the kids was the fact that even though some of them should move up, if you know what I mean, to the next level, that right now what they need to do is finish the book. All the leaders, including myself, agreed that yes, even though certain kids, because for example, me and my mom, we do the Cubbies. We have a young kid in there, that's a young girl in there, I should say, that's basically first grade from what she's told us, and should be in Sparky's. Heck, she should have been in Sparky's since last year, I guess, I don't know, but in first grade, kindergarten, whatever, basically she's telling us she should be in Sparky's. Now my mom and I both agree on that, and so does the Sparky's leader, but we all agree that since she's close to finishing her book, she should just finish it and then we'll move her on. Her book that she has, though, is the Hopper book. Now, I don't know how it works. Jumper first, Hopper first, I don't know. Now I know the rules is that you got to finish both books before you move on. That's an obvious given. So, I'm sorry. So anyway, she's going to be with us until she finishes her book. Same with another young kid we have in our group who should be in Sparky's this year. She'll end up going there after she finishes her book with us. And Sparky's and Truth Trackers or Truth in Training are sort of in the same predicament. See, there's somebody in Sparky's that's close to finishing his book, and then he'll move to Truth in Training. And then there's some kids, maybe one or two, in Truth in Training that once they finish their book, they'll probably end up moving to Tuesday nights, which is youth night with our church's pastor. So that's sort of what could happen, or sort of is kind of happening right now with the Awanas. But overall, it turned out to be an okay showing first night. Again, you got to give it time to regrow or grow even more, so it's cool. And then of course last night I had to help my mom type up her school paper, and I was tired, I'll tell you this. So I went in my room after we got back and I took a nap for a while. My mom, I allowed her to finish writing her paper and everything, but I guess I fell asleep and I didn't hear her calling me, and I guess she fell asleep and didn't really get to typing up her paper until about almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And then after an hour or so spending on trying to type this paper up and finishing it, I print it out, and then she gets up about 4, tells me that certain things are wrong, so I end up going and correcting it multiple times over until finally it's just right. Basically it's kind of like, think of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. When Goldilocks tasted the porridges and the beds and all that, she says, too hard, too cold, just right. That's sort of like what it was last night with me and my mom. Printed out the first time, too hard, too cold. Second time, too soft. Third time, just right. Sort of in that category. But anyway, we got it done finally, and she's going to turn it into a teacher tonight. So just have to go with what brought me to, just have to go with that again when she has our next assignment. And to be quite honest, I'll tell you this. I think eventually her teacher, or one of the teachers, either it's this teacher or a teacher she'll have in the future, is going to catch on to her and maybe some other students, and they're going to find out that they're not the ones typing them up. In other words, I've got a feeling either it's this teacher or a teacher in the future that my mom and some other people might have, but they're eventually going to want the students, like my mom, to type up their own paper without any help. And they might want to have like visual evidence and all that, video or photo or something like that. But besides that, it was okay. It was an alright night, except with the fact that, like I said, I had to finish that up for her. So that's about it. Today, around maybe 1:50, I'm gonna have to head to Apricot Valley, a school here in Patterson, and hand out more Upward basketball brochures and stuff. And then I'm gonna have to head to my sister, get some money out, and head to my sister's and pay her back some money that my mom borrowed last night for gas, and just go from there. So that's about it for entry 43 of the new entry series. I thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.